Okay, so let's start with the introduction to the brand management. I asked you before this class, I sent that email and asked you to look at a video by Paul Bloom, The Origins of Pleasure. Please, if you haven't done, take a look at this video because it's one of the best metaphors, the best explanations I've seen showing what's the difference between a product, a physical product, and the brand that it represents. So think about, I will give you a minute. What is the difference between a brand and a product? Is it the same? Well, what is this? When I look at this image, you see what? You see coffee, yeah? Coffee. But when I put the brand, it completely transforms. Each person has an image of Starbucks in their minds. So there are many dimensions. If Starbucks is succeeded in their branding activities, whatever they want it to be is what the customer perceives. So for example, when I look at coffee, when I look at Starbucks, Starbucks means for me not coffee because I don't drink coffee. But I still go to Starbucks because for me it's a convenient and nice place to meet. When I needed to meet people for a quick business conversation, or they have good salads. So that's a product. But it's much more than the product, is the whole experience that Starbucks offers, okay? So with that in mind, and this is going to be one of the things you will have to do for the brand you choose, when you choose the brand for your brand strategy plan, this is one of the first things you will have to design, the brand identity prisma, okay? Much like people, brands have an identity, and they are represented by different dimensions of our personality, of our who we are. The same is with brand. So when you are building your brand, you wanted to look at all these dimensions and make sure you have clarity of what you want that to be. So first dimension, the physique, yeah? What we do best. So what number one, there is the actual product, yeah, or service, the description. In the case of Starbucks, it is the symbol, it is green, it's the coffee is good quality, the place is a cozy atmosphere, it's also surrounded by green colors. So it's the physical representation of the brand, that the brand represents of the product and the service. So the description. Then the personality. What is the voice? Yeah. When you think about Starbucks, what is that the personality of the brand? Is that someone, if it were a person, that's a great way to find out the personality. If Starbucks were a person, what would be the personality? Would be someone formal, serious, mean, or would be someone warm, traditional, fun, yeah? So that is the personality you need, and we will go through this throughout the course, how to define the personality. Then, very important, another dimension of your prisma. Why do you exist? Why does this brand exist? What is it that you do that make people's lives better? And why you do that better than anybody else? And we call, in this case, noble purpose. Yeah? So what is your purpose? What is the brand purpose? Falls into there. Self-image. What do you want? What do customers want their use of the brand to say about them? So self-image. So great example of this. Okay. I have a Jeep. Yeah. Is that because I have the lifestyle of a big Jeep? No, I used to. I used to travel a lot. And I love that lifestyle. And I love that people think I'm still that young, adventurous. Yeah? So, well, my lifestyle is not that anymore, but I still buy a Jeep because a Jeep tells that message to my environment. That's what self-image is. What do you want that the customers feel when you have your brand? Yeah, what message the customer will be sending to the world when they have your brand? Another excellent example is the American Express Black Card. So that is a statement. Yeah, when someone has a black card on the table, it's saying, I'm powerful, I have money, I'm a big dude. That is the message that the customer wants, that person wants to send to the world. And nothing better to send that message than the simple use of an American Express Black Card. That is what this self-image is about. Very important, okay? Relationship. What are the things the brand will never compromise on? So, for example, Starbucks, the core of the brand is that conviviality, friendship, warmth, personalization. So they will never compromise and create a shop that doesn't have that. What is the relationship you want to have with the customer? And finally, what do you have in common with your customer in terms of the culture? So usually the brand will have in common. If the brand is warm and friendly, that usually attracts that common culture of the friends. Okay? So this is very important. This is part one of your brand strategy plan. Okay? I suggest for you to understand a bit how to put this together. There are some videos of the Kapfer, which is the professor who created this model of the brand identity prisma. I suggest that you go listen to the video, understand each of the dimensions so that you can create for your brand. And it's not just to have it formally for the plan, it's because truly, when you think about all these dimensions and you ask yourself the question, what is this dimension for my brand? It helps you to create relevant brand, a brand that is believable and is consistent throughout. It's not a brand that will happen as you go along. You planned it, okay? So very important tool for us to create our brand strategy. Now, so strategic brand management is a process, okay? So what is the definition? Probably there is a quiz question around here. So the design and implementation of marketing programs and activities to build, measure, and manage brand equity. That's what this course is about. That's what we are going to go through, the tools, and that's what you will do through your brand strategy plan, okay? So there are 4 steps, which are the modules from your textbook. What we are doing today in this class, we learn to identify and establish brand positioning and values, okay? Then the second piece is the plan and the implementation of marketing programs. How will you, once the strategy is built, how you will convey that to the external world? What are the most appropriate marketing programs for that? Okay? Then, obviously, how do you know it's working or not? How do you know that all the money and the resources you are investing in developing this brand is bringing the results that you expect? So how do you measure that? And finally, how you grow and sustain the value of your brand. Okay, so these are the 4 key aspects. These are modules within your textbook, and that we will be covering in this course. Your brand strategy plan today in the class, this class has all the information you will need to conclude, to start and finish your part 1 of the brand strategy. Okay, this class and the next class is more of a reinforcement of the concepts we will see today. But between week 1 and week 2, you will have all the concepts you need, which is the 3 first steps to build your plan.